let's talk about Time Magazine's shortlist for 2022's Person of the Year. And remember, person is a relative term. Sometimes it's a group. Sometimes it's a theory.
It's a thought.
It is what it is. So here's the contenders for Person of the Year.
And it will be one of these.
Yes. And also, it's not a popularity contest. Sometimes it's Saddam Hussein. It's just who made the impact on the year. Elon Musk, Chinese President Xi Jinping, the Supreme Court, Liz Cheney, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, Mackenzie Scott. And I thought, Mackenzie Scott, who's that? Anyone?
Wife, James Bezos' wife.
That's right. Jeff Bezos' ex-wife.
Oh.
She's the signatory to the Giving Pledge, and she made history this year, apparently, with a $122 million donation to Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Which I hate because I was going to do that right before.
That's right.
Yeah.
She's totally snubbed you.
Stole your thunder.
The protesters in Iran, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen.
What the fuck is Janet Yellen doing on
She
there?
was the first woman to take on the role of the
She
Treasury.
fucked up the economy. She's a fucking idiot. Like, I saw it on the screen. I was like, oh, we got the shrew that fucked the economy or helped fuck up the economy.
Again,
Like,
it's not a likability contest.
no, I get it, but let's put herpes up there too.
Sure,
Like
the silent killer.
I get China and whoever you disagree with or don't disagree with. I mean, you could put Kanye West on there because all right, we're all talking about him. Fine. Janet Yellen's horrible at her job and no one's talking about her. Like, why
That's
is she
also true.
out there?
And lastly, gun safety advocates.
Huh?
All right.
That's
Too
one of
big
the
a
other
group.
That's right.
I need a face.
Yeah.
All right, so now I want to go to a point. I'm going to teach all of you right now how to do a #1 rated radio talk show. Gina just gave a list.
Yeah.
And who blew up on it? Carolla.
Yeah.
The genius of doing your radio show is this. Every day, just do a top 10 list. Let's say the top 10 greatest guitar solos in history and read it. Number 10, number 9, all the way down to number 1. And then open the phones. Nobody will agree with the list. Not only who's on it, who's not on it, or the organization of the numbers. It will go for days. And all you have to do is sit back and make fun of them as they give their opinion. Boom, number 1. You're welcome.
Wow.
All right.
That is the greatest story I've ever heard.
I've got to have a copy. I'll sit around the house and just play that.
I'll do it.
Make it your ringtone.
Yeah, for real. He doesn't answer his phone. Let's talk Michael Avenatti.
Oh, I thought you were finished. Sorry, go ahead.
See, I miss this. Mark and I work together talk about needing a break from somebody.
Who can say that? I miss you being rude to me.
I know, I do. He texted me and he said, I know how much you love me, but please don't touch me. And then while you were doing a read, he pretended like he stuck his finger up my ass.
Oh,
so this is the man that I
people
miss.
do that with dogs.
That's right. This is the man that has my heart. Okay. Attorney Michael Avenatti. He was sentenced to 14 years in prison this week for swindling millions of dollars from 4 former clients, as well as trying to stop the IRS from collecting payroll taxes from his coffee shop. He had a coffee shop.
Diversified.
Yeah. Avenatti gained notice for representing Stormy Daniels, who allegedly had sexual encounters with Donald Trump. But as soon as he ran afoul of the law there, he was already serving 5 years in prison for stealing her profits from the book and attempting to extort $25 million from Nike. The 14-year sentence Avenatti received on Monday will run back to back with the 5 years he's already getting. That's according to a federal judge. Wow. So he's gone for now.
I'm going to use him as a metaphor for politics in this country, which is he became a rock star, an overnight sensation. Yeah. There was panty dropping going on with the ladies of The View and everyone on MSNBC and CNN. They loved him because he said, fuck Trump. I'm going to punch that guy in the face. And everyone went, we now love this guy. But here's what I'm saying. Just because you hate Trump doesn't mean you're a good guy. It just means you hate Trump. And if I hate Trump and you hate Trump and this guy says, I hate Trump, it doesn't mean we should follow him or worship him. It just means he hates Trump. And the metaphor is sort of like whatever Trump did in this country, whether it be the border or whether it be tell Germany not to take Russian oil
Right.
or not. I want to be energy independent. Just because you hate Trump, you can't just go fuck the border, then open it up and fuck the pipelines and let Europe switch to renewables so they can freeze during the winter. Like you have everyone who had the Trump derangement syndrome had a knee-jerk reaction to anyone who hated Trump, and then just decided that their policies were great. The policy would be whatever the opposite of whatever he would do, or whoever hates him the most, we will worship the most. And my thing is whether it's Avenatti or the border, vet it. How about you fucking vet what the policy is? And then you might do the opposite. You might worship Avenatti, or you might not beef up the border, or energy independence, or whatever it is. But don't just do the opposite. You're going to end up with fucking egg on your face, because if you go back 2 years or 3 years and you look at the ladies of The View swooning when Avenatti came out there, he's obviously a shyster who they shouldn't have been swooning over, but they weren't really swooning over him. They were swooning over the fact that he said he hated Trump so much.
That and the jawline.
I listened to Adam, and that right there is an intelligent, rebuttaled rant.
Here's my top 10 reasons why.
So here, as he was speaking, and I was trying to hang on to it because it was really up there. Here's what I heard. You're living on a farm, and there are 10 pigs living in the mud pen, and you've got one favorite pig, but it doesn't really matter because they're all muddy. That's as far as I could go with it.
Let's hear what the douche man thought of that one.
That is the greatest story I have ever heard.
All right. Well, it's been vetted.
And Adam, let's not forget, you watched all of Pepsi, Where's My Jet, right?
Oh, I only watched half of it. I haven't watched
Avenatti's in it.
Oh, I haven't gotten to him yet.
He's kind of a big part of it.
Wow.
Yeah, so he was super in on that.
Question.
Yes.
Gina.
Yes.
Beside all the fact that he stole a porn star's money and all that, Avenatti, attractive or no?
Fuck yes.
Okay,
He's a great jawline.
Yeah, it's the jawline.
Yeah. Okay, I thought the same thing. I thought to myself, wow, jawline.
Yeah,
good-looking
it's
man.
amazing. He's chiseled.
Yeah.
Yeah, there he is. Looks a little recessive in that picture, but you get it.
Yeah, he's dressed nice. You can tell he showered, and you're right. Check out that jawline.
Yeah, it's
the blue
intense.
eyes and the sort of they're piercing.
They don't hurt.
And also,
The smooth head.
we're so
Brian, please.
We're so aesthetically oriented that when people look like they know what they're doing, we go, "That guy knows what he's doing."
Good enough.
Look
But
at him.
also, nobody's mentioned the squint. Look at that squint.
Oh, the brooding.
Yeah, it's like he's crossing the street, but wait, I've got to look at you for a minute.
And
Yeah.
the other thing we really are attracted to by human beings as humans is a self-assuredness. Like he would show up everywhere and just speak as if he'd come down from the mountain with the tablets in his hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he would go to the opposition. He would go on to Tucker Carlson and mix it up with Tucker Carlson, you know, and they would get into it. But he showed up, you know, and you're like, this guy's got brass ones, you know. So, which is probably going to hurt him in prison.
Yeah.
It might protect him.
Oh, well, the brass ones might help, but the jawline, he should think about putting on some weight. You go full Ron Jeremy, people aren't going to fuck with you once you go in the joint.
Michelle Avenatti. Poor thing.
Note to self, I could do this every fucking day. I'm having the best time.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
Oh, nice.
I consider that an invitation. So let's talk about Cher. Did you guys know that Cher is dating someone?
Yes. Because I
He
dutifully
loves
watch TMZ.
Other than that, did you know she's dating someone 40 years younger than she is?
Yes.
God love her.
Good for
Okay,
her, yeah.
she is aware of the age gap. That's the gentleman. Alexander Edwards, he goes by AE. She's 76, and she's now talking about her 36-year-old music producer boyfriend, and she's opened up about their romance. On Friday's episode of The Kelly Clarkson Show, she spoke to the host, who I'm assuming is home for COVID. Kelly's on a screen in her pajamas while Cher is in studio. But this is what she had to say about dating someone so much younger than she is.
That's hosting.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
but you know, the whole Cher thing, honestly, and I love her singing. I think she's an incredible performer, but as a person too, I really admire her, and I don't quite know all of the different qualities that mix together that make what Cher is. But I got to tell you, she could run for president, and I would consider it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what it is,
Yeah.
but I love her.
Well, she has a rich history of being with younger dudes, certainly shorter dudes.
Yeah, I was going to say she didn't start out with one.
No, but she started off with someone who was quite a bit older than her, with Sonny, but then she went to Bagel Boy at some point.
Oh, yeah.
You guys remember Bagel
Yeah,
Boy?
that's a
What are you
short-lived.
talking about?
I remember she had an odd group.
Sounds like a New York Post headline-y kind of thing.
Yeah,
right?
back when we used to be able to be demeaning
Oh,
toward
he's
other
cute.
human beings.
He has a Stallone vibe.
He worked at like a bagel shop or so. They called him Bagel Boy.
I do remember this.
Gentile, I do believe, 'cause I don't think Cher would
Yeah.
get that low.
How dare you? Rob Calamity?
Yeah.
Camelitti?
Yeah, I mean, he's a perfect sort of paisan guy.
That's Sonny Carolla.
Yeah.
For sure that is Sonny Carolla.
And he was a pretty boy, and he, at the time, she was 47, and he was 23 or something. You know, there was a gap. There was a pretty big age gap. So she's grandfathered into being the grandmother.
Grandmother,
is
yeah.
basically what I'm saying.
yeah, go ahead.
That's one of the points. That's a good example of why I think I dig her, because Cher did what the fuck she wanted to.
Yeah.
And I dug that.
She was 40. He was 22 at the time. But this is pretty scandalous, like in the 80s. You know, this gap did not go that direction. It
No.
went the other direction.
For the men. Also,
Right.
she said on Kelly Clarkson that she goes, older men in general never liked me. Only younger men liked me. So that's her take.
Older men are not going to take her shit because she's going to give it.
That's also probably true.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, she's lashing out on people on Twitter who are like, we're afraid for you. First of all, I think Cher's fine. I'm not afraid for her. We're afraid for you. We think he just wants your money. And she said, like, I didn't fall off the turnip truck yesterday. Yeah. So she doesn't like that people think he's taking advantage of her.
He's never going to see a penny of that money.
Right.
No. And I wonder if he even knew any of her songs. Like, I bet he couldn't name one fucking Sonny and Cher song.
And do you know what? I don't think she cares if he does or doesn't know that music. I think she's looking for something else.
Yeah.
I wonder if she sold her Malibu place for $80 million that she was trying to sell several months ago. Remember that story?
Kurt Russell can't sell his. I can't sell mine.
What?
Hold on, Brian.
I don't have
Kurt
one.
Russell can't sell his home.
That is the greatest story I have ever heard.
They're not all long, Brian. You got to keep your ears open.
Quick hitters.
It is funny when the celeb has to lower the price of the home. And the thing that's funny is, like, we wanted $85 million and we put it on the market for 7 months, and now we're at $63 million and they're disappointed. But the gap between what they were asking and where they're at now is more than every piece of real estate anyone in my family has ever amassed over the last 100 years. But we're supposed to feel bad because they were looking for 85, even though they spent 8.7 in 1992.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't know we were supposed to feel bad. I'll jot that down.
I wonder what she's at. It's one of those places it's kind of ubiquitous when you go on PCH and you're just kind of coming up the hill, kind of heading back toward Malibu, or still sort of in Malibu. From Zuma to Malibu, you will see this estate.
Well, check this out. She wants $85 million, like you said, but she bought it in 1989 for under $3.
Good for you, Cher. Good for you.
God.
But she did put in a half bath.
Good for you.
Now, I never got around to this story because it never came up, but you know about the Seacrest compound that he sold. Oh, God. I was holding on to it for so long, I think we just got rid of it. But he sold his place for $51 million. And I think he originally bought it from Ellen.
Yeah.
And he sold it at what he says is like a deep discount. And this has like, you know, various buildings attached to it and movie theaters and all kinds of things. But it seems like he's moving permanently to New York, I'm guessing, for Ryan and Kelly.
Yeah.
But yeah, his place is, oh, man, that was incredible. This looks like a hotel.
Yes.
Speaking of Ellen, did you guys talk about that a lot?
Once or twice.
When what?
Well, the thing with reports from celebrities, how they were ignored and never met Ellen, never saw Ellen, and then Ellen
her
was in
staff
trouble.
basically said she was mean.
But the thing of it is, she came out and made her big apology. And I don't really watch Ellen. I've seen her, and I certainly had respect for all the great things that she was doing with charity and all those things. But when she came out and made the apology, did you notice that she never did say, "I'm sorry"? Mm-hmm. She never owned it herself, because her apology was about how people were treated by the staff.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And the reports were about the way she treated people,
Yes.
or should I say didn't treat. And now it's over. And I just wonder if she had owned it and said, "You know what? I'm sorry. I was having a bad day," or whatever you're going to say. But would it have been enough, do you believe, to save it? Because I honestly think because she blamed it on somebody else and never owned a piece of it herself, that ended it.
I have sort of mixed feelings about Ellen, which is I don't like all the so-and-so was mean at work. I worked on construction sites my whole life. Everyone was mean, and we didn't get free food. This is free food, man. It's the cushiest gig you're ever going to get. So your fucking boss walks past you in the hallway and doesn't look up or whatever. Suck it up. It's a fucking job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not a date. So I don't like all the bitching and moaning about, my boss isn't nice and all that kind of stuff. My beef with Ellen comes in that she's like, be good people out there.
Be
Wait,
kind to
how
one
did
another.
you guys end your show?
Brian would always say, "Be good humans."
Be good humans. All right. Right. And now we know what kind of guy he is. Ellen would be like, be kind to each other, and I'm going to dance, and I'm going to laugh, and I'm going to smile, and I'm just saying, just fucking own it. You know what I mean? I like a person that's sort of, Sharon Osbourne is just Sharon Osbourne, and I like her for it. I think Ellen's funnier than Sharon Osbourne, but I don't know what version of Ellen we're seeing. There's a kind of cooked up dancing version, and then there's a kind of behind the scenes version. It's my beef with Rosie as well. Just sort of show me you, warts and all, and I'm fine with it. But don't put on the facade and then
The
let
Cutie
me know
Patootie
you're
Chub
this.
Club.
That's right. All right, let's bring it home, Gina Grad.
You got it. I'm Gina Grad, and that's the news. I know how much you love me, but please don't touch me.
Gina
That was the news with Gina Grad.
Well, I'm going to be at the Rialto Theater December 15th doing stand-up in Tucson, and then we're all going to head out to the Improv in Tempe. I'll do live shows, live pod there, and then a stand-up as well. We're going to Philly, Dallas, West Palm Beach, Baltimore, Naples. Just go to AdamCarolla.com for all the live shows. Mark, the book is called Don't Bump the Record, Kid, My Adventures with Mark and Brian. And it's on sale as we speak, and the proceeds are all going to the Eastwood Ranch Foundation, a nonprofit. So do the right thing, and it's probably a write-off. All right. And I want to thank Barry Brewer for coming in here. I am BarryBrewer.com for all the live dates. And until next time, it's Adam Carolla for Barry Brewer and Mark Thompson. Gina Grad and Paul Bryan, say it. Mahalo.